come over and help me later too. I mean, there's such beautiful things that we have to share with you. We talked about sea bass a little bit earlier, but Anderson's is here, 40 years supplying the finest restaurants in the world with the best seafood. We are bringing you 10 fillets, 5 ounce each. These are wild caught Italian style cod for you. One time and auto delivery. And remember, we had the Flash Easy Pay, so everything is on 5 or more Easy Pays. This morning when I saw you, not everything was on 5 or more Easy Pays, so we're excited to be able to tell you that. Using any major credit card, even if you're brand new with us, and if you've never placed an order with us, do the Take 10 and get that $10 off your $25 order. Just one thing really quickly, one time or auto delivery, because when you are able, I think for most of us, to be able to find fish in this quality and you've done all the hard work.
That's right.
You don't want it to just come once.
No, that's for sure. And you know what, you said at Anderson Seafoods, for 40 years, they've been supplying the finest restaurants. You know, I owned a restaurant myself, so it's all about quality when it comes to seafood.
I never even introduced you. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. You know, and they know seafood. They have the great sourcing, and this is wild caught. You know, so often I tell people when it's possible, if you can get wild caught fish, you should do it. This comes from the beautiful cold waters of Alaska, and look at the beautiful, delicate white flesh fish here. It's sweet, it's mild, and what I love about this Italian style, what it means is it's got this nice seasoning on top. So when you
But not a breading.
Not a breading, no. It's like a marinade. So what happens is you put this in the oven and it'll create this nice little crust on top here. Not a crust like breading, like you said, but a flavor. So you get a little garlic, a little bit of herbs. So you get that nice mild fish with that beautiful flavor from freezer to oven in about 15 to 20 minutes. This is gorgeous center of the plate entree.
Freezer to oven. In how many minutes?
15 to 20 minutes, depending on the temperature. You're about 350, I would suggest.
Can you do air fryer?
You can do air fryer. And the air fryer, I always say, is a little bit faster because that heat's coming in so hard. So probably about 12 to 14 minutes in an air fryer.
Wild caught,
yes.
you helped educate us a little bit. And I think, you know, when you go to the grocery store, sometimes you see that's a little more expensive. It is more expensive.
It is. And here's the thing with wild caught, the fish is eating in its natural environment. And here's the top of the fish. Again, I'll show you. After you've roasted it in the oven, you get that beautiful flavor shell. But then you can see how thick and plump these are. And I'm just going to break into this because, again, when I break into this, you can see how flaky and beautiful that fish is. It's that bright white, mild, sweet cod right underneath that beautiful seasoned top. And you know what? I always say this, you know, as somebody who owned a restaurant, you want the best seafood you can get when you're putting it on your dinner table, and Anderson Seafood is all about getting the very best. And I like cod too because it's not an overly oily or fishy fish.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and you tell me what you think. And that seasoning just gives it that nice splash of flavor.
Well, Richard, I know you are a chef, and so you know how to make fish. A lot of us are nervous to buy fish because we really don't know how to make it, and therefore we only order it when we're in a restaurant. Now you have that restaurant-style quality cod in your own home. Also, the other thing is, you're right, this is not a fishy fish.
No.
First of all, it doesn't smell at all, and the seasoning is beautiful. It's light, it's not breaded at all. It's very flavorful, but it's not overwhelming.
No, it's not. So it just has a little hint of garlic, a hint of herbs, and it just beautifully marries with the fish. That's a great shot right there. And look at the presentation. I mean, that looks like a chef went in there, seared it, roasted it, did all these things. All you did was take that right out of the freezer, put it and roast it in the oven, like I said, for about 15 to 20 minutes at 350, and that's what you have. So whether you're putting it as an entree over pasta, if you want to serve it over a salad like we've done right up here, you can serve it as a nice light complement to a salad. But this is how they come, Pat. This is...
Well, there's fewer than 700 to go around, and then they'll be completely sold out. But here again, you have auto delivery, so please consider that, because you can always delay it, you can cancel it if it becomes too much, but every 4 months for 1 year, and then in 4 months we're into that holiday time where you're going to want something different. Cut into that and show them how this is so meaty.
So meaty and so flaky. Look at it, just breaks fork tender in half, and I'm just going to go into this right here. I mean, look at the flesh of this fish. You can tell a high quality product. It's not gray, it's that bright white, beautiful cold waters of Alaska, that cod that everybody loves. You know, people have had cod, but they may have had it maybe from a freezer in a supermarket. This is caught wild in Alaska. So the flavor of this fish is so pure, so delicate, so mild and sweet. And then that Italian seasoning on top, that little garlic and herb flavor you get. And it's not garlicky, it just has that nice accent to the fish.
Hey, bud.
Jane, you got to tell me what you think. This is the first time we've had this one, so I'm super excited.
I'm excited to try it.
Tell me what
Let
you
me
think
tell
of
you
this.
something about the last time my husband sent me on a wild goose chase for wild caught fish.
Okay.
It's hard to find.
Yes.
It
Wild
is.
caught is
And
hard
when you
to find.
find it, it's expensive, and you think,
That's right.
really, do I need? Then if you aren't really that experienced with it, but this is juicy. Fewer than 500 now remain.
It's got a nice
And then
meat
she's
bite to
absolutely
it.
Nice,
gone.
yeah, the cod is so nice because it's got a
Very
meaty
meaty.
texture, but it's delicate at the same time. And I can't tell you, think about it. You just said, instead of trying to search out a wild caught product, you could take this right from the freezer. I love the fact that they come individually frozen. So you can take out one, you could take out five. You can thaw this quickly,
you need.
but you don't need to thaw it because you
Right.
take it right
Right
from
to
the
the-
freezer to the oven.
And how should cod be prepared? Is that well done, or is it
Well, the nice,
medium well?
No, you're going to cook it all the way
All the
through.
way
It's not
through.
like a salmon or a tuna where you
Okay.
go medium rare, but again, about 15 to 20 minutes. The nice thing
good.
about the cod,
Isn't
because
it good?
because this is so thick, it's almost hard to overcook this one because it's got that nice kind of encapsulated seasoning on the outside with the Italian. So if you cook it a few minutes too long, it's still juicy.
It's not, again, it's not breaded.
No.
So, and the seasoning is just mild but very flavorful. It complements how meaty and juicy and sweet. This is sweet and succulent. This, to me, reminds me a little bit of lobster. I mean, it's that
Oh, I love
succulent
that.
and lovely.
I'm just cutting into this, and again, you just said it immediately. Look at
Yeah,
how look
look
at
at
the
that.
flesh of that fish, how beautifully, and you can see how juicy it is inside too. I was blown away by this one because there's nothing to do. You don't have to season it. You put it in the oven, you put it on the plate, and you have dinner, and a gourmet dinner.
$10 per portion. And here, just like we talked about with the cheesecake and so many other things, when you have something of this quality, you don't need a huge
Nope.
fish full.
Nope.
I mean, you are getting 5 ounce individually. Last call. I have to say, last call.
Uh-oh.
Fewer than 300. These were just introduced today. One time or auto delivery.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I thought I was up.
64840. Richard, keep bringing us all
Thank
these
you so much.
fantastic
Good
things.
seeing you.
Update on the Bella brand